Welcome to Attracting Your Life. I'm your host, Maisha, and we're coming to you live from BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. I hope that you guys had an awesome week. I know I did. I mean, it's always an honor that you come in to listen to me. Without you, there wouldn't be no show, so I really appreciate it. I had a great week. If you're listening from the United States, I hope you had a great, enjoyable 4th of July. I know I did. For me, anytime there's an opportunity to hang out with my family, friends, and have a barbecue, it's great. I have a father-in-law who makes the best barbecue ever. He has my family and I so spoiled that we've tried other people's barbecue. We've went to restaurants trying their barbecue, attempting to have something similar or even better. And we're always very disappointed. So I ate my fill yesterday on the 4th and it was great. I really enjoyed that. Just anytime meeting with the family and friends is great. So last week, we talked about our inner circle and how it can affect your ability to manifest your desires. We specifically went over vision keepers who help you in creating your manifestation versus spiritual vampires who may not intentionally, but they basically suck the life out of you spiritually, energetically, that leaves you with nothing to create your desired hopes and dreams. So it was a great show. I know if you were unable to listen to it, you can always tune into iHeartRadio or Apple iTunes and look up Attracting Your Life in the podcast section, and you can hear previously aired shows. On tonight's show, we're going to talk about chakras. I know I've mentioned chakras before in previous shows, but never really had the opportunity to really go into depth about them. My goal after listening to tonight's show is for you to better understand the main chakras. If I can get through the 7 main chakras, I'm going to be very happy. If not, we'll just extend it to the next show. Okay? Sounds good? At last week's show, I did mention that we were going to talk about Tantra. Unfortunately, my guest was unable to make it. So we're going to be talking about something that is connected to Tantra, which is chakras, and give us a better understanding of what the chakras are and how this really connects to any part of your spiritual enlightenment process and understanding. The meaning of chakra, let's just kind of dive into it. It's a Sanskrit word, and they're energy centers. Most people have learned of the 7 chakras that, like I said, I hope we can cover over tonight. But there are actually 114 chakras in the body. Yes, we're not talking about just 7. There are 114, but we're not going to cover all of them. The human body is a complex energy form, and we talk about this all the time, how we're just energy, and we attract energy to us, and we give off energy. In addition to the 114 chakras, we also have 72,000 nadids. And you may ask, what is a nadid? Nadid is also a Sanskrit word rooted in nad, which means channel, stream, flow. Special type of breathing techniques are supposed to influence the flow of the prana within the nadids. This is the flow, a channel stream of energy. And I did mention a word that you may not be familiar with, which is prana. So you may ask, what is prana? Prana is also a Sanskrit word. There's a general flow. Everything is based on Sanskrit words. Well, prana, the word means life force or vital principle. It comprises all the cosmic energies that permeate the universe. I guess that's the best word for me to say. Permeate the universe on all levels. Though prana is often referred as a life force or energy force, it is also energies that are present in inanimate objects, like a chair, for instance. Because as I explained in previous shows, everything has energy. Even if it looks like it's standing still, it's moving to a certain point inside and it has energy. So this is like the prana. This is the life that they're talking about that kind of flows through everything. In living beings, this universal energy is considered responsible for all of our bodily functions, right? When the nads meet at different points of the body, they form a triangle. And these triangles are what we call chakras, or the wheel of life, the wheel of energy, the wheel of flow. The wheel, call it the wheel because it really symbolized the growth, the dynamic movement of energy that's constantly flowing through our bodies. And it's important for you to understand that as you grow, these energy points, they expand. And we're going to talk about it. It's not just a one-dimensional item. It can expand to many different dimensions as you grow, as you expand, as you understand the different functions of the chakra and how it affects you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. There are very different aspects of the chakra. So we're going to try to talk about the general aspects. So let's talk about the first chakra, which is the root chakra. This root chakra is the energy is based on the earth element. It's associated with feeling safe and grounded, and it's at the base. It lays at the base of your spine. The first chakra, or referred to as the root chakra, is corresponding with the body's location, and it's basically at the bottom of the vertebrae in the pelvic area, at the back part. This chakra is often represented as a cone energy starting at the base of the spine and facing downward, slightly bent up. The key characteristics of this chakra is security, safety, survival, basic needs like food, sleep, shelter, self-preservation, and other items that has to do with basic needs. Physical attributes, your physical identity is all grounded in this root chakra. Support and a foundation for living our lives. This is very important for you to have this chakra, an understanding of this chakra. Like I said, it provides a foundation and a clear understanding of who you are self. The color of it is red. Let me kind of tell you about that because that kind of helps in identifying. The root chakra, the Sanskrit word for it is Muladhara, which basically means foundation, root support. It's a earthy element. It, like I said, it's red. And another thing that might be interesting is that when you're off balance, you may find yourself having anxiety, having problems with your reproductive system, pains in your leg, in your pelvic area, your feet. So these are things that may be triggered to show you that this root chakra may be off. Other things that you may want to know is that the fragrance that helps, you may want to burn myrrh incense. That kind of helps with opening up the chakra. And for me, and what I tell most of my clients and trying to get some type of balance is just envisioning yourself rotating that chakra like a circle in a ball. And that kind of helps you opening it up, especially with burning incense at the same time and wearing the color red. So we'll talk more about the chakras when we come back from a commercial break. Once again, you're listening to Attracting Your Life. I'm your host, Maija, and stay tuned. Chakra, which is the root chakra. And I would like to read a quote to you from a yogi, Sandoy. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I hope I am. And when he talks about this chakra, he gave a great analogy that I kind of want to share with you. He says, the term of lower and higher chakra is often misunderstood. It's like comparing the foundation of a building to the roof. The roof is not superior to the foundation. The foundation of the building is key to the building, right? Then the roof. And the quality and lifespan and stability and security of the building depends largely on the foundation rather than the roof. But in terms of somatics, the roof is higher than the foundation and the foundation is lower. It doesn't mean that the roof is superior to the foundation. So I guess the main thing to get out of that is it's important for you to really balance, open up the root chakra to ensure that you have the foundation, the key to growth through your spirituality and the growth through going up the chakras. Okay, I hope I kind of shared that with you. You guys understand it. So the second chakra, this is the sacral chakra, and it is associated with emotional, body, sensuality, and creativity. Its element is water, and its energy is characterized by the flow and flexibility. The function of the chakra is directed by the principle of pleasure. It lets us have like the energy of just really enjoying life. So if you carry this energy and move through this chakra, you always seek pleasure. This chakra is located just above the genital organs. And when this chakra is active, you enjoy the physical world in so many ways. You're constantly looking for pleasure. You see things in life and experiencing things in life a little more intense than the regular person. Your emotions are very evident, like you live through your emotions, and your relationships are very important to you. Your expression of sexuality, sensual pleasures is important. Feeling the outer and the inner worlds is something that you do very easily. You're very creative and you kind of live out your fantasies. You know what your fantasies are and you kind of live them out. So that's a person who's very grounded and open in that second chakra. However, if you are imbalanced, you feel a tendency to be codependent with other people. You have unruling emotions. Your emotions are all over the place. You feel numb sometimes or out of touch with yourself and how you feel. You have a tendency to overindulge in your fantasies and your sexual obsessions. You lack sexual desire or satisfaction. You never can get enough. What is that song by Mick Jagger? I can't get no satisfaction. It's like you can't get enough when it comes to sexual pleasures. You feel sometimes stuck in a particular feeling or a mood, and you just find yourself can't root it out. And before the break, I was kind of explaining, one other thing I would like to share with you. This chakra color is orange. And it has 6 petals, and it's kind of shown with a crescent moon. So for this, as I was explaining before the break, I would do the same thing in trying to opening this chakra. Have orange around, light an orange candle, wear orange. Another fragrance that you may want to have around you is saffron. Yeah, I think it was saffron. That will help when opening this chakra. Another thing is if you are finding yourself fighting colds, you have a tendency to have kidney problems or urinary tract infection. That could be another sign that this sacral chakra is off balance. Just imagine yourself rotating this chakra like a little bit, maybe 2 feet away from your body, and just kind of rotate it until it kind of opens up. You'll start feeling some energy in that area. So that will help with opening that chakra. Let's move to the third chakra, which is the navel chakra. This chakra, is the solar plex chakra. It talks about your will, social self, power. This chakra is, I guess you could say that the solar plex chakra, it radiates the power of who you are to the world. It's characterized by expressing your will, your personal power, your mental abilities, and the energy of the third chakra, or the Sanskrit word is manipura, is mobilized when you assert yourself to the world. Discover its keys and characteristics by being a powerful energy. And this is located in the solar plex area, the upper part of the belly where your diaphragm rests. It's the third chakra. The color is yellow. A higher frequency of the chakra can be turned into a golden yellow. So when you start finding yourself really being powerful in this chakra, it'll be like golden yellow. The symbol is a circle with 10 petals, which is inscribed in a downward pointing triangle. And this chakra's element is fire. But one thing that you may find that you are really empowered when you have this chakra open is, once again, is will, personal power. You take responsibility for your own life. You take control. You have a mental ability and an intellect that is sometimes superior than others. You are that go-to person. You make decisions. You set the direction. You have clarity of judgment. Your personal identity is strong, and your self-assurance is confident. You're self-disciplined and you're independent. So a person who has this chakra that is off will maybe find themselves a lack of ability to make decisions. They suffer from awareness of themselves. They always feel as if they feel as a victim all the time, that it's always someone else who is making them have a hard time in life. And when you feel like this is the time for you to open up this chakra. And we're going to go to a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about the chakras. Once again, you're listening to Attracting Your Life. I'm your host, Maisha, and stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. This is Attracting Your Life, and I'm your host, Maisha. And once again, we're coming to you live from BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. So before the break, I was talking to you about the second chakra, and we were just kind of talking about how you can identify if you're kind of closed in that chakra. And basically, I'm going to tell you, each of these chakras, the best way to kind of open them up is basically like rotating. Imagine like a ball that is sitting on that chakra, and you just kind of rotate it clockwise. Yeah, I was trying to see which way I was doing it, clockwise. And sometimes do it counterclockwise to kind of really try to ignite the energy of that chakra, wearing the colors of the chakra. And I think I told you as we were going through it, I'm telling you the different scents, but I didn't tell you the scent. Cedar is a scent that can help you with this chakra. The chakra is yellow, so cedar can help. Wearing something yellow, lighting a yellow candle, all of this helps. So let's move on to the next chakra, which is the heart chakra. And for this one, this is the color of green. The heart chakra is also called in Sanskrit Anata. I hope I pronounced that right, but this is the life with compassion, love, and beauty, driven by the principle of transformation and integrity. The fourth chakra is centered with a bridge of earthly and spiritual aspirations. Also, if you understand how the lower chakras that we were going over, which was the root, the second, and the third chakras, those were more of the earthly, and the ones that we're going to talk about after the heart chakra are more spiritual. Once again, it's not meaning that one is better than the other, but know that at the heart chakra, this is the bridge. This is where that it means that literally that you are pulling together both the actions of the earthly part, the expressions of really your animal part of you to the spiritual part of you, if that makes any sense, if you understand it that way. But the heart chakra is an intense, this is where you be creative, you're an artist, you're an actor, someone who lives very intensely, more intense perhaps than the businessman who's all about action, which was what we were talking about in the previous chakra, which is a person who's a doer. If you want to make any sounds of great sounding meditation that you can do to help you unstuck or unlock your heart chakra. I don't remember what show, but we actually had a shaman on the show, and we were talking about sound meditation, sound vibration. He does this sound healing, and it's really about opening up that heart chakra and just feeling the vibration as two pieces of objects that are clinging together, or you hear sounds or vibrations that really unshake things that are attached to your heart, feelings from the past that needs to really be let go. The symbol of this chakra is intersecting two triangles, forming a 6-point and 12 petals. Element is air, and you could wear green jade or a clear quartz to kind of help. The oils that will be helpful for fragrance when you're doing your meditation to kind of help you with opening this heart chakra is rose, lang lang, jasmine, bergamot is really good. And you find yourself being open. If this chakra is open, you find yourself being open to loving yourself, loving others. Relationships are important to you. You're compassionate, you're empathetic, you have forgiveness and acceptance. You're able to transform things. You have the ability to grieve without going to a full depression. You are compassionate and have discernment. You have a self-awareness of yourself and others, just of how people may feel and react to different things. If you're off balance, you may see that or feel as if you're very defensive. You feel very closed down. You're jealous. Jealousy happens to you quite frequently. You always find yourself in a jealous situation. You have fear of intimacy. You have codependency issues. You're always putting yourself down, feeling as if you're a victim or you're the savior or rescuer for other people. So you have excessive isolation issues. You are very antisocial. You hold grudges, and you're not easily to forgive. So these are ways to see that if that heart chakra is closed. Another thing is that you may have heart problems, lung problems. Immune system is easily attacked. You have allergies, blood pressure, and circulatory issues. These are all indications that your heart chakra might be closed. So let's go on to the next chakra, which is the throat chakra. And the color for this one is blue. It's in your neck or your throat area. This chakra right here is personal truth and expression. This chakra is let me tell you the Hindu word for it is Vishduna. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I'm just terrible at pronouncing. I need to get better at that. Once again, it's located in your throat, in your neck. It's the passage of energy between the lower parts of your body and to the head. The function of the throat chakra is driven by the principle of expression and communication. So if you're in a field of communication, like radio, like this, it's very important that your throat chakra is open. It's symbolized in a circle with 16 petals and a crescent inside the circle. Sometimes it's symbolized by just a plain circle, downward with downward triangle. But behavior characteristics is not only just communication, but connection to the ether realms. You're more subtle, or you're more susceptible to different realms of spiritual intuitive abilities. You are very creative in project ideas. You create the blueprints to creating different projects. You realize your vocation and your purpose, and you have a good sense of timing. If you're off, you may find it's total opposite, lack of control. And we're going to go into a little bit more after the break about what are other things that will show that you are off of your throat chakra. The throat chakra is closed. But for right now, let's go into commercial break. Once again, you're listening to Attracting Your Life. I'm your host, Maija. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. This is Attracting Your Life, and I'm your host, Maija. And once again, we're coming to you live from BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. And before the break, we were just about to talk about how do you know that your throat chakra has an imbalance. And so it manifests like you have a lack of control over your speech. You speak too much or inappropriately. Almost like Tourette's, or you're just saying things just off the cuff, not being able to listen to others. You always feel like you have something that you have to say, and you just tune people out until it's time for you to talk. You have an excessive fear of speaking. That could be another way that it manifests. You have a small voice, meaning you really don't feel powerful with your voice. Not able to keep secrets, to keep your own word. You don't even have integrity with you saying, I will not tell. You constantly. You tell lies. On the opposite side, the closed chakra might manifest an excessive secretism or shyness, the lack of connection with your vocation and purpose in life. So those are ways to tell. And another way is that you may have thyroid issues, ear issues, sinus or respiratory system issues. These are another way to show that you have an imbalance in your throat chakra. A nice stone to use is turquoise. If you're trying to open this up, holding it or even putting it on your throat, that can help with that. And a fragrance is sandalwood that helps with that, and frankincense. So knowing to use these items, burning a blue candle or wearing blue kind of helps you with that. And also, one thing that I help my clients do is create words of intention and hoping and opening these chakras. And we go through one-on-one, we do an assessment of trying to figure out which one is off balance. And I usually do this through an energy healing session and actually kind of feeling and raking over your body. And I can see where the colors are dim or where the colors are bright. And we work on the ones that are dim, the ones that are either or even black. I've had clients who've had them just completely black, and we kind of work on how we can open those up. And sometimes, especially for this one, we create an affirmation and creating that truth and opening that throat chakra. So there's different ways to kind of do this. But once again, a basic way, like I told you previously, is just kind of rotating it. So let's go to the next chakra, which is the third eye. And for this chakra, it's an indigo color. It's like indigo color. And this is about perception, intuition, inspiration. So this third chakra is in between your eyes. That's why it's called third chakra. That's the easiest way for me to kind of understand. It's located, like I said, in the forehead between the eyebrows. It's the center of intuition and foresight. The function of the third eye chakra is driven by the principle of openness and imagination. The Sanskrit word for this chakra is ajna. I hope I pronounced it correctly. And the symbol of this chakra is an image of a third eye. It's eye associated with wisdom, upside down triangle, and a lotus flower. So those are the elements of it. And characteristics that this chakra is open and you're flowing in this energy is that you have visions, intuition, your perception is open. Your perception of different dimensions is open. You have psychic abilities. You are clairvoyant, clear audio, meaning that you can kind of hear things. You have access to the mystical state of illumination. Your connection to wisdom and insight is very free-flowing. You're motivated to inspire people, create things with people. If it's imbalanced, you feel stuck in your daily work. You feel like it's a grind, like you're unable to look past your current situation. You overactive with the sense of yourself, meaning it's all about you're very indulgent. You're very just indulgent. It's all about me, me, me. Or you're indulgent in your psychic fantasies. You have illusions. You're very delusional, not being able to establish a vision of oneself and realize it. You feel rejected with everything spiritual beyond the usual. You have a sense of not understanding the greater picture of things, and you have a lack of clarity. So if you find yourself in one of those states, you may see that your chakra, this third eye chakra, is closed. Another thing is that your nervous system is not acting properly. Your endocrine nervous system. You have the hypothalamus issues. So something that you may want to start using is the lapis stone. I have a couple lapis stones. Me and my kids, sometimes we just put it on our third eye when we're meditating. We're laying down on the bed and we just kind of put it on our third eye. That helps. Another thing is the incense of Glangla, Galanggal. That helps if you have that burning. And the anise, the spice anise, that smell helps, that fragrance. It's like a star spice. For us in IET, we kind of put it in our, like, I guess what you guys would call farina, and it kind of gives like it's a spice that kind of is like a licorice kind of thing if you were to taste it. For women who work with me, when we do sacred baths, we put that in there, especially if you just had a child or had some type of surgery in your, a woman kind of surgery, that kind of helps with kind of tighten everything up. So that spice is wonderful, but it also helps with the third eye. So the other chakra, or usually this is what people consider as the seventh chakra, the last chakra that they know, and that's the crown chakra. And I do emphasize that, like I said, there are more than just these seven, but usually that's what people just concentrate on, is the seven chakras. And so the crown chakra is located at the top of the head. It gives us access to a higher state of consciousness as we open to what is beyond your personal perception or occupation of your current state. The function of the crown chakra is driven on consciousness and getting in touch with the universe. So we're going to go to commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the whole aspect of the crown chakra. And once again, you're listening to Attracting Your Life, and I'm your host, Maisha. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is Attracting Your Life. I'm your host, Maisha. And once again, we're coming to you live from BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. And before the break, we're just starting to talk about the crown chakra. So a way to understand that if your crown chakra is open is you have a higher sense of consciousness. You have awareness of wisdom and the sacred union with that and others. Your connection with formless is unlimited. You understand that. You have realization and liberation of unlimited patterns. You may even see geometric shapes in meditation. You are comfortable with ecstasy, like being in a state of ecstasy. I can't even say that word, and being in a state of bliss. But you have a sense of being present. You understand on how to being present. If you're off balance, you are very disconnected to the spirit. You're constantly in a cynical state, down, depressed. You are living in your head if you're overstimulated and disconnected from your body in earthy matters. You have a obsessive attachment to spiritual matters, or you have a closed-mindedness mindset. All of this kind of shows that you have a sense of imbalance with the chakra of the crown. Another thing, in your body, you have a slow metabolism, or if you're overstimulated in this chakra, you have an overstimulus metabolism. Also, same thing, central nervous system, your head, your cerebral cortex, you may find migraines. Your upper spine is affected. Also, your hair loss. These are all maybe signs that your crown chakra is off balance. Something that can help a stone is tourmaline or clear quartz. Fragrances that you could use is the lotus fragrance or incense of a peony. It's peony, peony. That can help. And once again, this color is almost like a violet purple. So if you can find it, lighting a purple candle helps. Wearing purple, that helps. But just being more aware. Meditation helps with opening this chakra and being aware that there's a supreme power. By knowing this, by understanding this, you find yourself more connected and allowing yourself to open up to a higher form. Now, those are the 7 basic chakras, the ones that you hear when people talk about chakras. They're usually identifying to this. But one thing I want to say, and I kind of touched on it in the beginning, is chakras have more than one dimension to them. One dimension is just like the physical aspect, but there's also a spiritual dimension. And this means that they can be completely transformed to new dimensions, new combinations, new areas within your body. If you bring this right kind of awareness, and I do believe through teaching, working through a coach, working with a yogi, you are able to actually penetrate all 114 chakras just by knowing just 7 and then being able to channel them and flow them through your body. It's a beautiful process. It's a beautiful meditation. But once again, it's being taught how to do that. It's being working with the coach. This is something I do with my clients. But there's a new understanding also that I kind of want to touch on really quick, is that now there's a more understanding of the 12 chakra systems. And with that, I really would have to take more time in a different show to do that. But for you to understand that the 12 chakra systems is really grounding you to earth and also connecting you to the spiritual aspect. And when you have those two together, you are able to open into a whole new level of things. I guess I can kind of talk more about them, but 8th chakra. So we stopped at the 7th. The 8th chakra is located slightly above the crown chakra, about 1 inch above. This is where we enter into a realm of transcending space and time. This energy center is about open awareness in parallel universes. The 9th chakra is above also the crown chakra. It's about maybe 2.5 inches up. And this is the seat of the soul. It allows you to access to the seat of the soul's code. This is where you go and you enter when you go into the Akashic records. And I have talked to you about that. I'm an Akashic record reader. This is where pretty much you sit at the soul seat of the chakra, the seat of the soul, when you enter into the Akashic records. And it's a beautiful thing and a beautiful place. The 10th chakra, which is located at the foot. Now we're going back to the base, and it's a half below of the surface of the ground. So sometimes when you're sitting in meditation, if you sit Indian style, or you find that your base spine is at the ground, but also there's a 10th chakra, which is, like I said, a half a foot below the surface of the ground. And this helps you stay grounded with nature, the physical aspect. This helps with your DNA process, understanding the environment. This is keeping you grounded, especially when you go into the ethers and having your upper chakras open. It's good to always ground yourself back to the 10th chakra or the root chakra. The 11th chakra is located outside of the human body. It is said is to be accessible through the hands and feet. It makes up energy fields and it connects to the human sphere and influence into the supernatural. This is a powerful chakra. And when you're able to work in that chakra, you'll see things manifest quickly. As your heart chakra and the 12th chakra work together, you really emanate the energy needed to create things. And then the final chakra, which I work with, is the 12th chakra, and it's located at the outskirts of the system. It allows us to stretch beyond the common sphere of understanding of the universe, but understanding the unity that we're all one. This is a beautiful chakra. This is a mastery soul chakra, and this is the purpose of our human existence, to understand that we are all one and understanding that we are part of God's source energy. I hope you guys learned a lot from this. I hope that you were able to gather information, that you were able to understand the purpose of understanding your chakras and how to open them up, how to use them. What are ways to find out if you're off balance? What are ways that you find out that you are in line with it? And so when we come back from commercial, we're going to talk a little bit more about my favorite connection to the chakras and the Akashic, and just how you can use that to open yourself up to a level of spirituality. So stay tuned. We're listening to Attracting Your Life, and I'm your host, Maisha. Welcome back, everyone. This is Maisha, and you're listening to Attracting Your Life, and we are coming to you live from BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. And before the break, we were talking about the 12 chakras, and I have to disclose that There are other names for chakras in a different flow that some other people follow. And it's what you feel comfortable with. And I kind of want to, since I had the time to go over the other ones, I do need to come over and talk about this flow and these names just in case you run across them. And the eighth chakra on this system is called the Earth chakra, which is the one that's located in between your feet, which would be the 10th chakra on the other system. But neither one of these systems are good or bad. It's just whatever you feel comfortable with. So the eighth chakra would be in between your feet into the ground. And the other one is the lunar chakra, which is the ninth chakra, and which is above the seventh chakra, and it's silverly white. And the ninth chakra is linked to the moon. The next one, the 10th chakra, is the solar chakra. It resides in a golden, really bright yellow, like gold, associated with masculine energy. And the galactic chakra, which is the 11th chakra, which is above the solar chakra, is mixed with violet, gold, and silver. And it's considered a channel for prophecy. And then the 12th chakra, which is the universal chakra, which is located above the galactic chakra, it's a multifaceted, multicolor orb light, known as the chakra of the universe and consciousness. The 12th chakra allows you to transcend an enlightenment of communing with the divine. However you want to call them and however you want them to flow, it is what you feel comfortable with. Some people who are listening to the show may say, you know what, that resonates with me. So study more about it. Or, like I said, work with someone who can help you. Work with a yogi, work with a coach, work with specifically an intuitive coach who can kind of help you with that. One who hopefully is in tune with Reiki or prana or some type of energy work to kind of help you with that. Like I've shared before, I'm a master Reiki. I teach Reiki with courses, and I also help it with my clients. It's important to do the energy work, to do the channeling. And one thing that I mentioned prior to break was the Akashic records and how sitting at the soul seat is so important to get those answers and for you to feel that connection and knowing if your soul is walking in the right path. I believe that going into Akashic records is something that once you master it, it's something that should be done on a regular basis. And it doesn't have to be a formal process. And usually when a person comes to me, they want to come for an Akashic reading, it's basically they may find themselves having questions that they already know the answers to, but they just need to have a clear path on how to attain it or how to go to the next level of whatever they're finding in a consciousness of psychic or ability to be connected to the divine. That's really what you're doing when you're going into these upper chakras. You're getting connected to the divine. But once again, remember your foundation is very important. All of this it takes practice, meditating, visualizing, having affirmations to help you enhance and open up some of these chakras will help. And as you get comfortable with the flow going up, you may find yourself going down from the divine down to the foundation. There is no right or wrong way, but it's what you've been taught and you feel comfortable with, and then you'll be able to explore to other things. I find it to be such a beautiful process in really exploring the chakras on a regular basis. But once again, it's always a pleasure to share this information with you. If you have any questions, reach out to me on my website, attractingyourlife.com, or give me a call. My number is on the website. Otherwise, have a wonderful week. Remember, you are able to manifest whatever your heart desires. Take the time to understand who you are and whose you are. You're listening to Maija, and we'll talk next week.